All right, let's try going live. Doing a little bit of an experiment today, guys. Hope you're doing well. Been wanting to try going live. Closing out of some of my tabs here. First things first, let's see if there's anybody even on here. No, there's nobody on here. Let's see here. Is my test. I'm testing to see if my microphone's working. So today we are talking about a book, and it's this one right here. And it's called When McKinsey Comes to Town. And so, okay, I think somebody was on for a second and then they left. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about first, actually, let me pull out one of my little flashcards here, is what is it called? It's one of these. You guys might have heard me talk about these before. These are little flashcards. I write down little things. I mean, I know this one, but I was going to show it to you. It's called the Bald Eagle Framework. And what the Bald Eagle Framework is, here it is. The Bald Eagle Framework. You can kind of see me drawing my drawing right there. You never know what will work, so test a lot of things and see what sticks. And that's kind of what I'm doing here today with this live. Got to test new things, try new things. Okay, so let's kind of just jump into it. So we're talking about this book today, When McKinsey Comes to Town. It's a little bit more of an advanced book, I would say. Might not be a book that you've heard of before. And I got some notes here that I wanted to run through. So basically, this book is about paid consultants. And so there's a little bit of a difference between a paid consultant and a mentor. In a way, a mentor kind of takes a little bit of they care a little bit more, I guess, about you on a more personal level, is kind of the separation. When you pay a consultant to advise you in your business or how to accomplish some type of a goal that you're trying to accomplish, they usually know kind of they usually have a specific skill set, and they usually have specific information for a particular piece of your puzzle that you're trying to put together. A mentor might play several kind of roles, as opposed to a consultant might just help you with one thing or a set of things. And so, who is McKinsey? Well, they are one of the largest consulting firms in the world, if not the largest. They have consulted lots of different companies and government agencies, including the US Pentagon. They've also worked with largest companies in the world, like General Electric, Microsoft, and Walmart. So one of the things that I got from this book, and we'll kind of come back and talk a little bit more about the consultant side and why it is actually helpful to hire a consultant and when you may want to consider hiring a consultant. But first, I wanted to talk to you about the McKinsey's hiring strategy. They prefer to hire young graduates. They have like 200,000 applications for people to work at McKinsey each year, and they only take like 1% or 0.1%. It's like a very, very low number that they take. And one of the things that they make clear in the book is that they prefer to hire young graduates. And I've hired multiple young employees, and I can tell you that I actually like and agree with this strategy. They kind of talk about how young hires come without preconceived notions, and it makes it easier for them to train them correctly on how they kind of want them to work and to function. And I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of younger people at my real estate brokerage, and we had some younger employees, and I can tell you that they were the best people I had ever hired and worked with. And they really were coachable, flexible. They listened to what you say. They didn't come in with a whole bunch of baggage and, question every single thing that you do. And, that's really great because when it comes to hiring, you want people that you can train them and get them to do what you want them to do, the way that you want them to do it. And it makes it a lot more fun when you do that as well, too. So if you have a business or if you're thinking about making your first hire, just because somebody's young and inexperienced is not necessarily a problem. If you talk with them and you get a good feeling about them, and maybe they check a few other boxes, it might be a good way for you to go if you're planning on making a hire. So, this approach allows McKinsey to instill their fundamental principles and methodologies. We kind of talked about that. When you hire a younger person, they're able to basically install their software on that person, right? And it allows them to you know coach and get the new employee to kind of work in the way that they like to. Properly trained young consultants can carry these principles throughout their careers, leading to success in future roles. Another reason why I like working with younger people, specifically when it comes to employees, is that you you play such a fundamental role when you are working with them, and you were work and it's kind of a partnership on getting them developed essentially. And whether they work with you forever or whether they don't work with you forever, you have the opportunity when you work with young people to be able to leave them so much better off than where they were, so that when they go to the next chapter of their life, they are not going to be behind, they're going to be ahead of the game. And they have basically established a foundation for themselves so that they can succeed much faster and go on to do greater things. I don't think, my personal opinion is that it doesn't matter about just me being successful or maybe yourself being successful. But what does matter is helping other people become successful, because maybe I can change the world, maybe I can't. Maybe you can change the world, maybe you can't. But if we're constantly helping people by helping them, grow and get better, somebody's going to go out there and change the world and do something big. And by helping by working with them on that, we contribute to that, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that was kind of I probably should have put that point last, but I typically do that. I like to put those types of points first. So, consultants as paid mentors. Consultants provide valuable industry specific insights and actionable results. So, that's one of the reasons why hiring a paid mentor, or I'm sorry, hiring a consultant is so valuable. So, for example, McKinsey, they are consulting General Electric, Microsoft, the U.S. Pentagon, the Chinese government as well too. And when they are doing that, they have literally the inside scoop on what is going on across the board and across industries. And that's helpful because if you have something that you're trying to accomplish and get done in your business, for example, paying a mentor that has the inside, paying a consultant that has the inside scoop and knows what a lot of the people are doing in the industry, they will be able to provide you some of that information, which is extremely valuable. Then you can take that information and you can utilize it to benefit yourself and your company. And hiring a good consultant, we kind of just talked about this, but I'm going to go through a few of my little bullet points here. Hiring a good consultant can give you an edge as they often represent your direct competitors and know industry trends. So a good consultant has lots of clients across lots of and a lot of times across lots of different industries. That's really helpful for getting information on what's working in specific areas that you might be trying to get some more information on. For example, if you're trying to run paid ads, and you hire a consultant and they have some of the top paid advertisers that exist on the advertising platforms, and you can talk to them and see what they are doing, and how they're running the ads, what their funnels are looking like, what their websites are looking like, what they're saying in their sales copy. When you have that information at your fingertips, makes it kind of hard to not be able to accomplish that goal. And so again, if you want to accomplish a goal, if I want to accomplish a goal, sometimes hiring a paid consultant from the outside to be able to come in and show us what we're doing wrong, and help us make some adjustments can save us a lot of time and can actually save us money, even if the consultant is expensive. Consultants offer the advantage of bringing external perspectives and knowledge quickly, which can be crucial for strategic moves. And then we talked a little bit about this, but mentors, unlike consultants, take a little bit of a personal interest in your overall growth and provide ongoing guidance based on their experiences. Okay, so moving on here, I kind of just got one last point, and it has to do with kind of a caveat on advice. So when you're hiring a consultant, you don't necessarily have to hire somebody that aligns with you when it comes to your morals and kind of some of your, how some of the principles that you operate your life by. Because oftentimes when you hire consultants, there is a good chance that they're probably not going to share the same core values that you might. And that's okay, but it is something to be aware of, because they may advise you to do things that do not align with your values, with your morals. And that's okay. Not everybody is going to have the same ideas or the same opinions or the same belief systems. That's fine. But when hiring a consultant, it does help if you hire somebody that generally has a decent or similar type of moral compass that you might, because it'll be easier to implement the things that they talk about. If you hire somebody and you guys are just on two different playing fields, right? And I'm not saying one is right or wrong, but you guys are on two different playing fields, it will make it more challenging to implement the advice that they offer you, because there's a good chance that the advice that they're going to offer you is going to be something that could cause friction between, around what you believe in. So the main point is always use your own discernment. And that's why it helps to really have a good grip on your internal compass, because if you know what you stand for and what you believe in, then even when you're dealing with these high level paid consultants and maybe they don't live their lives the way that you think life should be lived, that's okay. You can still get the information that you need. You may have to do a little bit of translating, but nevertheless, paid consultants are a great way to fast track to where you want to go. And one of the reasons why, as we kind of wrap up here, one of the reasons why I've been talking a little bit about this mentorship and consultant type idea is because it is something that I have never, that I just kind of brushed off and thought was not important. I thought, you know what? I read a lot of books, I watch a lot of YouTube, and I get my hands dirty. I get out there and I get after it. That's going to be enough for me to get something done. And to a certain extent, you really can get a lot done with that strategy. And there's nothing completely wrong with that strategy, except it just turns out that you can go a lot further, a lot faster if you have somebody that can look into your life from the outside that has already been to where you want to go. A mentor is going to be somebody that walks with you on a little bit more of a personal level. And a paid consultant is typically somebody that will help you accomplish a very specific goal. This is the last thing that I'll leave you with before we end the video for today. Let's see here. It just slipped my mind. Oh, it was a good point, but I just lost it. Oh, this is what they're going to do. They are going to ask you, what do you want to accomplish? Whether you hire a consultant, whether you hire or whether you have a mentor, it could be a mentor can still be paid, but this is what they're going to ask you. They're going to sit down with you. You're going to pay them money unless you're getting mentored by somebody that's not charging you, which is totally a viable way to do it as well. But let's say you're paying money for it. You're going to sit down with them. Let's say it's a one-on-one consulting or mentorship or something like that. The first thing that they are going to ask you, what do you want to accomplish? What is your goal? What are you trying to do? Okay. A lot of people can't answer that. A lot of people can't answer that. They don't know what they want. And so you can save a lot of time for yourself and for your consultant and for your mentor if you can first figure out what you want. What do you want? Do you want to make more money? Okay. What do you want to do? What kind of work do you want to do to get that money? What does that look like? And so I bring this up because it always comes back to having your goals written down, as all the people in these books have told us. This guy, Napoleon Hill, talks about it. Jim Rohn talks about it. Brian Tracy talks about it. Pretty much everybody talks about having an idea on where you want to go. And so if you can figure out where you want to go, then you won't drift around and you'll kind of know exactly what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And then once you get on the call with them, they're going to ask you, okay, what do you want? Boom. You can tell them exactly what you want and be very specific about what you want. And then the next thing that they're going to ask you, okay, so great. We know what you want. What have you done so far? That is going to be the second thing that they ask you. Okay. And the reason why I bring that up is because this is where tracking comes into play. We've been talking about finance a lot. We've been talking about budgets. We've been talking about, accounting. We have to get that stuff in line because they're going to ask us about that. How much are you making today? If it's about business, they're going to ask us all that kind of stuff. And we need to be ready to give them an exact answer, not rough numbers, not fake numbers, not things that are kind of accurate and we pull them out of the air. They need to be accurate down to the cent, because very successful mentors, successful consultants, they know their numbers down to the penny. They do. They are crazy about it. And we're talking about it in the sense of, we've been talking about it over the past few videos that I've been talking about. We've been talking about it in budget format, like personal finance, budgeting, seeing how much is coming in, how much is going out. That also will translate over to advertising. So if you're doing paid advertising, they're going to want to know, okay, what have you done so far to get more customers for your business? If that's what you're trying to do. Oh, well, I've been running some paid ads. Okay. What are those numbers look like? And so everything that we've been talking about has kind of been a little bit of foundation building for, future moves and next steps that we'll be taking. Okay. Let's see here. Let me know as I'm recording this, there's nobody on here watching this, which is hilarious. I'm gonna type like a little heart into the chat here. I'm kind of just playing around. Gotta test things. Gotta be like a mad scientist and gotta try new things every once in a while. So probably might try this again. We'll see. If you like this format of video, let me know. If you like my other format of video, which I basically just have two, there's one of me, kind of pre-recording it. and sitting in front of the camera, and then I just upload it. That's one format. This format's live. So for example, if you were on this video right now and you were watching it, you could type into the chat and ask some questions, and we could get a little dialogue going right here. So if you kind of like that idea, let me know. That doesn't mean you need to come every day, but if you happen to be on and I happen to be on, well, then that'd be pretty sweet. We could talk. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for watching. It's 20 minutes now, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.